Here we are, everybody. It's Thursday. Sitting here at the shop. Big day today. We got a ton done. Jeff has just left for the day. He usually works 3 days a week. So tomorrow, I'll probably focus on my truck all day, trying to get the motor finish mounted in it. I gotta fix the cross member. They sort of cobble welded that thing in there when they build it, so I'm gonna redo that, make it bolt-in removable. I got a lot to show you. We've been busy. You made it through Thanksgiving. Everything went well there. Had a party here for the family at the national headquarters. Only part of the family could show, so my son and his kids were stuck in Florida. I wish they would have came, but life gets in the way. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Get through the tough stuff to get to the easy stuff. So, been there, done that. He's going through a bunch, and I feel for him, but been there too. Came out a lot better on the other side, that's for sure. So, anywho, listening to the news a lot today. They finally caught the bomber, the guy that set the pipe bombs just the day before J6. Sort of a ruse in the beginning, but they said they got the guy, so, which is awesome. Now they got to start arresting some of these damn politicians that are frickin' criminals. And hey, it's both sides. It's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too. There's a bunch of them crooked bastards. So, I think that's what our country wants to see. They wanted to see the borders closed, which he's done. Start kicking some of these illegal aliens out of the country, some more of them. I mean, they've got 2 million or a little over 2 million out, but yeah, there's another 18 million to go. So, I mean, I'm hoping I'm not hurting any feelings, but if I am, hey, too bad. If you want to come to the United States, come through the front door. And I believe, seriously, that our immigration policies suck. It shouldn't take 10 years to become an American citizen. You should be able to do it in a year or two, so they need to fix it all. But, yeah, enough of my political rants. Here we go. I'm going to show you what's going on here. Look. It's got 4 wheels on it. Bill came yesterday, brought some of the parts we needed, brought the doors. We're going to put them together next week, but we got it on the ground. Nothing really rubs too bad. So, not all the plumbing's done. We didn't plumb the front hoses to the water log there in the front because we still got to put the alternator and the vacuum pump on, and we want to get that done before we cut those hoses to length. So we got to do that up front. And then you can see up here in the firewall, I've got a couple 90-degree bulkhead fittings. One's for oil line, the other one's for vacuum line. I forgot to order the hoses or the fittings to hook that up. So that should be here today. We've got this here. This is they call it like helicopter tape, but it's a paint protection film from 3M. That you put on here, and it keeps the raw fiberglass from eating up the paint. It's a clear film, and it works fantastic. So we got to do that yet. You can look inside here and look at all the stuff in that hole. Tax mounted. I got to fix the trans brake button yet. I haven't done that, but we got the floors are all in it. All the shiny bits are mounted. Shifter, parachute release. You can see the fire bottles all hooked up. I got to put pads on the roll cage yet, but try to show you from this side. Window net's in it. Seat belts are in it. Dash is fastened in permanently now. That's Bill's emergency stop over there. He wanted a redundant stop. So, and he can just he can either hit it with his palm or bump it with his elbow. So, fire bottle releases right there. I mean, she's turning out pretty sporty. I'll go around the back and show you in the trunk. I showed you some of that stuff, but man, oh man, now you get the hoses and everything mounted in there. We got all the water lines hooked up, and the fuel lines are down there. That's that electrical shutoff. We painted the back of the radiator black, because you could see it through the hole down there, and it looked sort of hinky, so we sprayed that black just to hide that a little bit. That's the charging lug there and the shutoff. So we got the tail light wiring. We pulled a bunch of wiring up high enough so Jordan doesn't have to try to get underneath the radiator. That stuff's all pulled up in here where he can get at it. So ride height set. It looks high right now, but it doesn't have any fuel in it, doesn't have any water, doesn't have any driver. So it's going to drop down probably another 1.5 inches. And if I have to adjust it a little more, I will. But I want the tire in the wheel opening. Typically, I like 3.5 inches from the top of the tire to the inside of the fender. So, but she's looking pretty good. You know, a little dusty from being in the shop and everything that's going on. I'm going to make a checklist here and a little bit of everything. So, I mean, you can see our table. Most everything's off of it. I do not have an alternator, so I got to get that coming. There's a few extra fittings that are left, but no biggie. Lug nuts are on the car. I'm going to put the diaper on. Some odds and ends, but it's going pretty good. There's a gas tank out of my truck. Whoever mounted it in the truck never put a sender in it. And they had something covered jury rig down there, so they had like some of the screw holes messed up, so I got to fix all that. I made an aluminum plate, and I bought a gauge kit for it that comes with the sender, so I got to mount all that. I'll probably work on that stuff tomorrow. So the truck's back here. The motor's in the hole. I had Jeff help me do that this afternoon before he left, so I could fix the cross member and get everything else going. But she's getting a couple of shiny bits on her. She's looking pretty cool. She's got brakes now. The brakes work. You can see I got the air conditioner turned on. The heater box is in. Show you in here. I got this is like it's called Cuck Wooby or something. Butyl rubber soundproofing. It's like Dynamat, but man, this shit was like 1/4 of the cost. So I got that all in there. And when I'm doing this stuff, you know, it comes in like a 12 by 8 or 10 sheet. I use this aluminum duct tape on the seams because that stuff will mash out on you. You don't want that. So I didn't do it underneath the seat because there's not going to be anybody in there. But then in the back, I still had some Dynaliner left from another vehicle that I put back there to knock some of the sound down. And the heater's in. I bought a vintage air heater with defrost. That's up in there nice and tight. So I got that in there. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna start putting parts and pieces in it tomorrow. She's turning out pretty good for an old shop truck. I got a bunch of pieces sandblasted and painted. Gauges. I bought a gauge panel. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video. From it's called Dolphin Gauges. I mean, they're pretty nice gauges. I wanted the black ones. So it's the 4 gauges with the GPS speedo, and then the bezel that bolts in for 350 bucks. This little dealio here, that's the GPS sender. I think I'm going to just mount, like go through one of the defroster holes and mount that up on the dashboard. So, and like I say, fix the cross member tomorrow, get it in, then I can get the drive shaft in, and the battery box needs to be rebuilt. There's a bunch of little stuff needs to be done. So, like I say, she got brakes, they work, they're bled, everything's good there. So, I'm just, yeah, I'm pretty happy about the way this is going. So, because say if I can get the cross member done, I can get the water pump on and power steering pump and, you know, all that stuff back on it. It's got an AVS carburetor, one of those Edelbrock carbs. I've never had one of them before, so it seemed to run okay. You know, I'm not a huge fan of them, but it's what I got for right now. I may try to find a 600 Holly or something to put on it later on. I don't know, a little one. So, but the heater, these heaters come like with really nice grommets to put in the firewall. This all went extremely well. And then one thing I noticed the other day is, like, if you look at that spindle, the grease zerk's right behind the frickin' brake bracket. So what I'm going to try to do is, like, once I get most of this done, I'm going to pull that back off and see if I can stick a 45-degree fitting in there and then grind a bracket a little bit to fit, because I got to grease that stuff. So I guess it was never greased after I did the disc brakes, but that's my pile of parts on the table. Hopefully I can get rid of some of that stuff tomorrow. And then Ramsey's bringing the bed for the truck Saturday. So we're going to try to knock that out next week and get it done. So I still have to build headers on the Willys. I got all the parts. And I ordered the flanges from Stainless Headers, and they sent me these. These aren't Hemi flanges. I don't know what they're for. They don't come close unless they're for like a 3rd gen Hemi. But I told them I had a 426, a Gen 2 street style Hemi. But then Bill told me that it's got what they call a stage 5 head on it. It's not a Mopar head, it's a stage 5 head, and it's got a goofy port on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Like, it's got a special port. So what we did is we sent the gaskets that he had Cometic make for the car over to my buddy at QS Inc., Frank Bowling, and he's going to laser cut us out some stainless flanges for it. So get the headers done, Zeus fasteners. Like I say, there's just some little odds and ends. We're going to try to get it knocked out this week, so at the end of the week I can get it to Jordan Wilhelm to get it wired. So this baby's close, man. This baby is close. But other than that, we're oh, the yoke. I got the yoke I got to take up to Fort Wayne Clutch and Brake and get a drive shaft made for it. So yeah, things are going great here at the shop. I just wanted you guys to see this, and I'll yell at you next week. Thanks for watching.